Hi guys, I wanted to share this beautiful tablescape with you. As we are approaching the spring, I was thinking how there's usually lots of bridal showers during the spring because a lot of people tend to get married in the spring since it's not really cold or too hot. It's kind of like the perfect wedding season. And so I just wanted to give you guys some inspiration and some ideas on how to create a beautiful tablescape for a bridal shower. So just want to share all of the items that I have here with you. So to start off, I was going for sort of like a really nice romantic and spring feel. So we have all of the pastel colors, which are very appropriate for springtime. But then I think the gold tones, as well as the lace on the top of the tablecloth and the flowers make it look very romantic. So I'm just going to go through all of the items the way that I usually do. And then of course I'll share pictures at the end. So let's go ahead and start off with the tablecloth. So as you guys can see, I have a tablecloth underneath, and I'm just going to put the microphone down for a quick second so that I can show you. So I have this tablecloth underneath, and this is a tablecloth that I've used before. I did purchase it on Amazon, so I'll be sure to link it. And then I just placed this lace panel over the top. So this is actually my curtain from upstairs in my bedroom. And so I had actually seen something similar to this on Pinterest where they had just this beautiful lace over the top of a tablecloth, and it just gave it such a beautiful and romantic look. And so I said, you know what, my curtain panels actually are made out of lace. So I just went on ahead and put the curtain panel right over the tablecloth. And like I said, I really like the way that it looks. It kind of tones down the tablecloth so it looks a little bit more muted, but you can still see all the beautiful pink roses underneath. So I really like the way that looks. And then the table runner is also, this is actually the fabric that goes over the curtain. Sort of like an overlay over the curtain. And so I just used both of them. I took it off the curtain rod and I just put it on the table. And I think it's just another way to kind of shop your home, look at the things that you already have and not go crazy spending a lot of money on items that you're probably not going to use again. And so I think this looks really, really pretty. Again, giving those beautiful romantic vibes. And, you know, all I had to do was just use what I already have. So I'm pretty happy with the way that the table looks, to just kind of give you a wider view of the table. So let's move on to the dishes that I'm using. So of course I'm using these gold chargers that I've been finding myself just using them over and over again because they really do match with so many things. They're very versatile. So I have them with the plates from my last video that I shared with you. The big dinner plates, I got those at the dollar store. I think they're very pretty for the price. They were only $1.25. Obviously, they're not microwave safe or dishwasher safe, but if you're just using them for an occasion like this, I think it's well worth it. And then I have two different patterns of like salad plates, and these I got at Michael's. So this is the first design. I'll move up a little closer so you can see. It just has these beautiful flowers and shrubbery, just really, really nice. in this sort of blush pink, which matches really well with the table runner. And then the second pattern is this sort of daintier, shabby chic pattern with more colorful florals, but it's still picking up those pretty sort of teal green color, which I really like. And both of the plates have gold detail on the rim, or I should say on the edge of the plate, just like the dinner plate does. So those are the two patterns that I'm using. I have I have two of each on each side of the table, as you can see. So those are the plates that I'm using. And then, and I believe I mentioned that I got those at Michael's. So this is the matching teapot, which I also purchased at Michael's. This was part of their spring collection, and I just really fell in love with the colors because it's, again, very spring, but also very romantic with all the gold tones and the flowers. And then I've shared this little picture, Royal Albert picture, before. So just have those two over there. And I still have space in the corner there. What I would end up doing is I'd probably put the cake in that corner. Most of the time for bridal showers, you're having some type of cake at the end. So I would definitely put the cake in that corner over there on a cake stand. So there's still some space in the center for the cake. And then I have this white colored tier tray. I've also shared these before in other videos. That's also an Amazon find. So I'll be sure to link that in the description box below as well. And then on this corner, I have just two teacups that are stacked on top of each other with some florals in the middle. And of course, you can use this as a dual function. So there's space around, where the saucer is, around the cup, where you can put some cookies, or you can even put some macarons there. So you can definitely use this as both a decorative piece, but you can also use it to serve food on. So it does have a dual function, I think. Obviously, I'd keep it to just like some small desserts, maybe even some chocolates, since you couldn't put anything larger than that on it. But it still could function to put, like I said, some small desserts on it. Since it is a tablescape for a bridal tea party, I would have champagne glasses. So I only have 2 champagne glasses. These were the ones that I used for my wedding with my husband a couple years back. We're not really champagne drinkers, but we have these as a memory from our wedding. These are really beautiful. They were gifted to us, and they have this little heart design. I hope you can see it on the camera there. And so that's again going with that romantic theme. And so I have 2 of them, so that's what I'm using. But ideally, if I were setting this up for, a bride that I knew and I was having the party here at my house, I would make sure that I would have champagne glasses for everyone. But this is just, again, for inspiration, to give you some ideas on what a bridal tea party could look like. All right, so let's move on to talk about the teacups. So I have 2 different sets of teacups. I have this pink one here. I think this is confetti rose. I'm not 100% sure. It probably says it under their saucer. Rose confetti. So I said it backwards, but it's rose confetti from Royal Albert. And these are new to my collection. I actually bought a 5-piece set from Royal Albert for the confetti rose. So I have the dinner plates, the salad plates, a dessert plate, a saucer, and then the teacup. But I'm just using the teacup today. I'm sure that I'll be using the rest of it on another occasion. But I like the pink and the flowers on the inside. I thought it was, it matched everything pretty nicely, even though again, it's not exactly the same. And then the second one I have here is also a Royal Albert teacup, and this one I believe is Polka Rose is the name of it. Yeah, Polka Rose. And so again, I have, I'll just show you on the other side. Don't mind the boxes in the corner. Again, this is just a demonstration to give you some ideas for a bridal tea party. I'm not actually having any guests coming over, otherwise I would have moved all the boxes, but you guys can see that I have everything you know, in sets of 2, so it does match pretty nicely. Again, even though it's not exactly the same, but it's in the same color family. And then the last thing on the table would just be the centerpiece. So I have this beautiful teapot vase that I also got from Michael's, and I just set it up on a cake stand just to give it a little bit of height. I think that it's nicer on the eyes that way. If it were too low, it may not look as good. So just to give it a little height, I put it on the cake stand. And then of course it is a vase, so it's intended to have florals on the inside. So there I have some beautiful florals also from Michael's. And then I have these 2 little sort of cages, and I love designs with birds on them. Birds always remind me of spring. And then of course, I think it's also kind of romantic because birds mate for life, and they do call to people who are in love, they do call them lovebirds. So I think birds are appropriate for a bridal shower or whenever you're celebrating something, you know, that has to do with love and romance. I think birds are appropriate. So these are just 2 little cages that I always use around for decoration around my house, typically in the spring and summer. And I just have these fake roses on the inside. And so I added that to the centerpiece as well, because I think, like I said, it's beautiful. It goes with the color scheme as well as with that sort of romantic and spring look. So it's on the simple side, but again, if you want to do maybe something intimate for a bride that you know, sorry, I had to clear my throat. If you wanted to do something intimate for a friend who's having a wedding, maybe you're not doing a full-on bridal tea shower, but maybe you want to do something a little bit more private, just you and a few guests, that would be fine. Or again, you could do something a little bit on the larger scale, but using the same idea where, you know, you have the lace on top of a tablecloth and just kind of replicating these pretty romantic touches. So this is everything that I wanted to share. I will take pictures of everything and just add the pictures at the end of the video so you can take a look at everything. And yeah, let me know what your favorite part of this tablescape is. And if you have any bridal showers coming up, feel free to share this video with whoever is planning the bridal tea party. Again, I think the color scheme and just the way that everything looks is really beautiful for a bridal shower tea party.